And Congressman Michael Guest won enough votes to remain in the District 3 seat.
He did. The unofficial results show Guest defeating Shawaski Young with 71% of the vote. That is with at least 57% of precincts reporting tonight. Want to go live to 16 WAPT's Scott Simmons at the GOP headquarters in downtown Jackson. Scott.
Yeah, standing by with the incumbent right now, Michael Guest, and certainly a big win that you were hoping to lock in tonight. Your thoughts on tonight's election?
You know, we're just glad that we had so many people across the district turn out and vote. Turnout was much higher than many people expected, and I think that delivered a big victory for conservatives tonight.
Where do you go now? Because obviously, if the GOP does take control of both houses, the weight's on you to make some changes in the economy. How does a Republican do that?
You know, I think one of the things that we can use is, as Congress, we can use the power of the purse to force the administration back to the middle. President Biden ran on someone who was going to work across the aisle, who was going to be bipartisan. Clearly, he has not governed from that standpoint yet. But with the Republicans in control of the House and hopefully being able to take control of the Senate, I believe that we can force the president to the center. We can serve that oversight capacity, which has been lacking, and that we can get legislation through that is important to the American people.
People talk about groceries. They talk about the price at the pump. How do you change that?
You know, I think what we can do is we can look at our energy policy. We were just 2 years ago, we were energy independent. We have enough energy, oil, natural gas, and other things underground that we have the ability to be energy independent again for generations to come. But we have to have that exploration. We've got to open up offshore drilling. We've got to open up federal lands. And we've got to stop needless spending. Needless spending has driven inflation to now 8-9%. We've got to once again be physically conservative, and we've got to shrink the size and the scope of the federal government.
You talked about one of the first things being the reduction of the new IRS agents. Can you speak to that now?
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that all Americans, Republican and Democrats, will agree to is that the recent legislation that passed with only Democrat support that added 87,000 IRS agents to the payroll is something that all Americans are concerned about. We will soon see that army of IRS agents unleashed on all Americans. And so Kevin McCarthy has pledged that the very first piece of legislation that Republicans will take up once we take control of Congress in January will be to defund those 87,000 IRS agents.
Not much time for rest for you, is there?
No, we'll be back in D.C. Monday continuing to work on behalf of the people of Mississippi.
All right, there it is, incumbent Congressman Michael Guest. Back to you guys.